So that's the dragon. So let's just turn it on. So that's how it looks like when it's on. So let's turn the light off. Right, just showing you the state of the icing up. As you can see, plenty of ice on the top there. I've broken it up a little bit. And there you go, that's the dragon in place next to the two pagodas. And a closer look at the icicles. So a lot of the plants there are sort of receding because of the cold. As you can see, we need to do some work there. But I just wanted to show you how it's going at the moment. And the fish are right at the bottom there. I don't know if you can see, you know, they're swimming right at the bottom, but they're not that active. So essentially that's how it's looking in winter time. So that's the dragon in its place of pride and joy next to the two pagodas. So you can have a closer look. It's got an LED there for the fire bit. So essentially that's how it's looking. And I think it's about -4 out here at the moment. Really cold. So it would appear we've got the big 4 happening. We've got some water on top there. Now some people have criticised me for hitting it with a stone and breaking the ice. You know, fish are not that fragile. Anyway, let's go back to the main pond where we seem to have got the majority of the ice is melted. So we seem to be getting in terms of temperatures a lot better than we was having. Obviously there is the dragon, just thought I'd show you a closer view of it next to the pergolas. So yeah, obviously you can see a lot of the plants have sort of died back a bit. Obviously it's winter. So what I'm thinking of doing there is I've decided, because it's quite difficult to get to the filter box and you know, get to the plants because of how I've constructed the netting. I'm thinking of putting some wood across and creating a little window that opens up so I can gain access. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think that'd be a good idea? Because while I can gain some access, it can be quite difficult to try and gain access to the plants here. I can gain access to the filter box from that side of the garage, but here it's not so easy. So I thought I'd make it a bit easier for me and put like a little square window in the netting, obviously framed with wood, and like a wooden door that opens up and a little catch or something. We'll see if that works in the summer. But as you can see, the fish down there seem to be fine, just hiding it down in the bottom. Now I want to touch on the insulation. So obviously we've got 10cm thick sleepers. Then I've got some XPS foam here, which insulates the pond. And in the bottom I put some polystyrene sheets at the bottom, to give it a bit more insulation, and the sides are lined with extra pieces of liner going all the way around, and obviously there's underlay under all that as well. So this pond is well insulated, and despite what people think, wood insulates your pond significantly. So we've got 10 centimetres of wood insulating this pond, and then we've got about 15 millimeters worth of insulation XPS underground foam, which is normally used for underground heating, but I put it on the outside of the wood. And obviously you've got the ground, which is insulating to a certain degree the bottom of the pond, and then obviously we've got some polystyrene at the bottom, which is insulating. So this is why this pond is doing really well. I only got a small amount of ice on the top, and that's melted away. Now temperatures are going to improve on Monday to about probably maybe 13 degrees because the Gulf Stream is coming over from Mexico over the ocean, and you know, that's more or less, temperatures are going to get a lot warmer. So I just thought I'd show you that. Obviously some people have criticised me for smashing the ice here, so based on some people's recommendations, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some hot water and we're going to melt this, because I've decided I'm going to rip this thing all out. It's going to be a lot of work in the summer to do that, but I just want to rip it all out because this waterfall consistently leaks all the time. I'm sick of it. So what I'm thinking about doing is building the pond a bit bigger, and then maybe making the waterfall a little bit smaller. But I'm thinking either a brand new liner or some sort of, I don't know, fiberglass pond maybe, I don't know. I ain't decided yet. So without further ado, let's go and melt this ice. Hi guys, just a quick thing here. I've got some insulation pipe, let me just show you. It's big enough for 1.5 inch pipe, or 42mm external dimension pipe. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this over the pipe to protect it. All you do is you buy it fairly cheap on eBay. You can get it from hardware stores, but you just open it up down the centre there, you can see, and then you just put it round your pipe. If you're concerned about your pipe freezing over the winter, what I recommend is you just run your pumps through the cold, as you would normally do. The movement of the water will stop freezing. Now I wanted to bring that point to you guys, because when I had this waterfall running last year, there was no ice on the surface, even though it was snowing and it was very cold. And because of that fact, moving water will stop ice freezing. When you stop flow of water moving, that's when your ice starts to happen. So on the big pond we've had quite a bit of movement of water, but it's not a huge amount of water flow through the blade, and that's why we've got a little bit of ice build up, but not a lot. So as long as you've got lots of moving water in your pond shouldn't freeze up like this has done. This has just had static water basically, and that's why it's frozen like that. But when I had the waterfall running, no issues with freezing at all. But if you want to make sure your pipes are nice and secure and won't freeze over, get some insulation foam like this. And I'll show you what I've done with, I had a bit of a problem with my boiler. My boiler wouldn't work, it come up with the L2 code. Basically what happens is there's an overflow condensation pipe that flows out into your drains, and if that happens to get blocked or frozen, because unfortunately my house is designed slightly different and they put the condensation pipe on the outside, unfortunately if you've got no insulation on, it will freeze and your boiler will stop working, and then you'll be cold with no heating, you know, because your boiler won't work. So I thought I'd just show you what I mean by that over here. So I just want to show you some insulation I put in. on the condensation pipe that comes out of the house. It runs all the way along here, down into the black pipe, and all the way along into the drain. So I just wanted to show you that, because if you ever do get an error with your boiler and your pipe is on the outside, make sure the pipe is insulated, because it will freeze. I noticed that when I was cleaning the old insulation that was on, which wasn't much left of it, to be honest with you. I noticed that there was a lot of ice on the outside of it. So put this on and we sorted that problem out on the boiler, so I can get the boiler to work now. Right, I've just put a bigger piece of the insulation down there, and then I'll put some more along the bottom here as well. I'm just waiting for some cable ties to come, and then we can make sure this pipe is properly insulated, and should be alright in the winter. I know it doesn't look pretty, but that should do a good job in keeping this pipe nice and snug. So there you go, that's how it looks. Right, got a kettle with some boiling hot water. Let's just put that on.